Hey, Ron Rich from the Active Trader Room. Just want to go over 2 trades that we covered in the room today, and I just wanted to brush over them again with some more detail so we can see exactly what we did and why we did it. So here's Apple. Really, really strong. This week is the iPhone 5 event on Friday. Broke out to a new all-time high. I do have the high and low taken off on Apple from Friday, give or take a few cents. So this is my daily chart. So now I'm going to zoom down to a 60-minute so I could see, just starting to change, a little bit here. We did have some impulse move lower, and we did get across on the 8 and 21. Now, just to jump back to the daily, this is known as an outside day. And an outside day is when we took out the high of the previous day, and then we took out the low. So in the same given day, we took out Friday's high, and then a few hours later, we took out Friday's low. So this could be considered somewhat bearish, somewhat toppy. Now, mind you, those lines on my daily chart are still there, and I will dial down to now a 15-minute chart. So you can see very close to this bottom line here. This is Friday's low. See how nicely it lines up with the 8 EMA and where we sold off. So on the 15-minute time frame, we did have some impulse to go lower. We did have a shallow bounce, 38%. Now, mind you, all these things are lining up. We have 38% of the intraday range. We have a declining 8 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, and we have the low from Friday that we broke below and retested on the other side. So this trade, I did take this trade. The first target would be the 618. And I also was looking for 570 just because of a whole number. I took off a little bit of risk at 570, but I got most of my position at 618, and I closed out of the remaining at around 665, just ahead of the 100% target. So here's Apple. I still think one of the best stocks in the world, one of the best companies in the world, but little subtle clues like a outside day, a bearish cross on a 60-minute chart, it can give you a little clue to where you can counter trend trade, but do it in a way where risk is defined and you cover most of your bases, so that way you know how to react when price goes in your direction, or when it's not doing what it's supposed to do, you know where you're wrong and where you can define risk and exit it. Now, the other trade, which was a loser, was MCP. It was a potential catch play. Let me zoom in a little bit. We could see now the catch play. We spent a lot of time below these EMAs, and finally we regained them. We pulled back. The first pullback held. This pivot was 1076. Now today, we started to move above this high, and I really wanted to see it spend some time above 1254. It is a heavily shorted stock, so I thought the reaction above this level, 1250 to 1255, should be a strong thrust through, based on bears should have stops up here, and other bulls should jump on the stock. It should have a breakout. It should have some follow through, and we could see we really didn't hold that level. We did print this nasty looking topping tail, so we did take the loss when it couldn't hold the morning lows. So now today, it's still above the 8 and the 21. I wouldn't shy away from it if it would set up with a solid buy set up on a 5 or 13-minute at or around near this 1250 to 1260 level as far as the day trade is concerned, but I feel like the risk wasn't worth it taking it overnight tonight, the way it failed here at 1250 and the topping tail that it did print. So we are flat this one. We did take the loss. Just let me go to an intraday chart. Once it took out the morning low, which was right here, which was 1193. Once it took out this level, we did get flat. So I don't like the way it closed out today. Should have held up a little bit better. So we are flat MCP and flat Apple. Apple was a winner. Now going forward, I think you have to keep a close eye on Apple. It did close below the 8 EMA for the first time in quite a while. So we'll see how it reacts. The next level is the 21 and this pivot here, so in that 657 area. So keep a close eye on that just as a market gauge, and we are short the spiders. Stops will go above the high from Friday. Today's high, it's roughly the same thing, 144.44. I think now we could pull back maybe into the 8 or preferably into the 21 in the next coming days to weeks. We are pretty stretched, so we'll see how this pans out. I think It's still bullish, but a retest of maybe this 142 level could be in the cards in the next coming days. So we'll see how this plays out in the chat all week, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:30 for a game planning session. Thanks.